After more than 3 years of waiting, 2 Santa Clarita families will get some closure tomorrow.
This week, the Cougars will return home to face off against Grossmont at 7 p.m. at Cougar Stadium.
But as COC students may have noticed in the Honor Grove earlier this week,
develop people who build better tomorrows.
This is Kelly Price reporting from Vista Valencia for COC News.
How will this affect the rest of the job market?
Welcome to Canyons News.
Live from Mentry Hall, with news from around the Santa Clarita Valley. This is Canyons News.
Tonight on Canyons News, the latest in the death of a prominent figure.
Local residents are sounding the alarm over upcoming road closures.
Holiday traffic is up, and CHP says so are DUIs. Good evening, I'm Jessica Makashima.
And I'm Terry Collier. A grim discovery this morning. A body was found along the stretch of road at Newhall Pass. Deputies are investigating the death as a hit and run. Authorities say the body was found south of Needham Ranch Road just after 10 a.m. Sheriff deputies quickly blocked off the area from traffic to investigate. The department is urging anyone with information to contact the SCV Sheriff Station.
The death of former Senator Mitt Romney's sister-in-law has been ruled a suicide. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner says the 64-year-old died from blunt traumatic injuries. Romney's body was found outside a parking garage at the Valencia Town Center back in October. Senator Mitt Romney said his family is heartbroken, describing Carrie as someone who brought warmth and love to their lives and is asking for privacy as they mourn.
The gavel has been passed from Bill Miranda to Lauren West in last night's City Council meeting. Her swearing in marks West's 7th term as Santa Clarita's mayor. Patsy Ayala secured Mayor Pro Tem as a majority vote of 3 against Marcia McLean. For decades, the position to be mayor rotates each December. West thanked the community and city leaders after receiving the title of mayor once again.
To all of you out there, you are the best community, and it is my honor to serve you, and it is the great pleasure in my life to have been fortunate enough to spend my life in Santa Clarita. We are a great community.
City Council about the impact of an upcoming roadwork project on Bouquet Canyon Road. Robin Abshire has more.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. I'm here with many others to voice our opposition to the closure of Bouquet Canyon Road at David Way. There are different concerns based
on November 25th, residents from across the Santa Clarita Valley gathered at City Hall to raise their concerns about the upcoming closure of the intersection of Bouquet Canyon Road and David Way.
There was a statement that there's going to be a K-rail placed at Benz Road and Bouquet Canyon. Are you familiar with that? Okay. With that being said, your traffic study does not include that.
The project, approved in 2020, includes the construction of 371 new homes, as well as a new alignment of Bouquet Canyon Road. Local residents believe this will make their neighborhood an unsafe detour, though the city disagrees.
If you improve the traffic flow and you make sure that it's faster to go through these major roadways rather than through the neighborhoods, that's where people are going to go. And that's the reason why we try to implement and increase capacity and adding lanes and modify signal timing to make sure that that does happen.
For some residents, the projected changes took a back seat to the issues that drove them to speak out at the City Council meeting.
Currently, drive time from Fire Station 128 at White's Canyon and Skyline Ranch Road to Shadow Valley Lane is 6 minutes. With a proposed detour, it will take a minimum of 13 minutes. Drive time at Fire Station 111 is at least 5 minutes. With a detour, it's a minimum of 10 minutes.
The city did not take action on the project and will be meeting with the developer to address resident concerns. More information on the project can be found at bouquetcanyonroad.com. For Canyons News, I'm Robin Abshire.
As one of LA County's fastest growing cities, Santa Clarita is facing a major traffic squeeze. Now the city is fighting back with tech. From AI to 24/7 monitoring, I go behind the scenes to show you how engineers are battling the gridlock. The city of Santa Clarita and its unique landscape is one of the fastest growing cities in Los Angeles County.
It makes it unique and very challenging because we don't have a grid system like other cities do. We're the third largest city in LA County.
Traffic, a challenge for most major cities.
Because there's no grid system where you have city blocks, where you have alternative routes of travel, that is not the case in Santa Clarita. We have mountains, we have rivers, so it doesn't allow us to develop the city in a grid system.
The city's Traffic Operations Center monitors traffic in real time through their smart system, enabling them to quickly change signal timing for emergency vehicles and other traffic incidents 24/7. New technology modifications have been implemented at the city's heavily traveled Bouquet Canyon and Newhall Ranch Road.
That is the busiest intersection in the city. So we have 207 intersections that we control and manage. That intersection experiences about 125,000 vehicles per day. AI technology, we've been using it for safety reasons. Recently, we've done a modification so that U-turn is available during certain times of the day.
The city implements many travel reduction strategies.
Everybody who's riding a bus is getting a car off the road, and that's going to help with traffic. It is a reliable and safe way to get around town.
Driver distractions is the leading cause of traffic disruptions.
And I mean, we all have distractions. I mean, even as a bus driver, you are responsible for more than just driving, but that has to be your number one focus.
California leads the nation with over 39 million residents and over 13 million vehicles. So California drivers, it's time to switch gears and drive smarter and be part of the traffic solution. This is Terry Mitchell Collier in Santa Clarita, California, reporting for Canyons News. The city says solving the traffic problem really comes down to reducing trips. Their top tips are carpool when possible, leave earlier, later, and avoid rush hour, consider mass transit, and if you live close enough, walk or bike. It keeps the roads clear and our streets safe.
The holiday season is here, and with it comes a rise in impaired driving. Local CHP officers say the weeks between Thanksgiving and New Year's are some of the most dangerous on the road. Canyons news reporter Leah Pastorio joins us live with more. Leah?
Thanks, Jessica. As holiday celebrations ramp up, CHP is warning that impaired driving remains one of the biggest threats on California roads. Here's what officers say is leading to the rise and what they want drivers to know before heading out. The holiday season brings parties, family gatherings, and more people on the road. But CHP says it also brings a dangerous spike in impaired driving, especially between Thanksgiving and New Year's.
So during the holiday season, we get an increase of commuters. We have people going out shopping, looking for gifts, traveling to see family, going to Christmas parties. So we have a higher increase of just commuters out on the road. With more people on the road, we tend to see a higher number of crashes, respond to a higher number of crashes, respond to a higher number of DUI-related incidents where someone might be called in as a DUI driver or have been involved in a crash.
To keep the roads safe, CHP is increasing patrols across Santa Clarita. Officers are watching for swerving, speeding, and other signs of impairment, and they say even a small amount of alcohol can slow reaction time.
So we schedule more officers to be out on the road just to deal with the higher number of commuters that we're going to have traveling. So with that, we do have an increase of DUI arrests. Again, is because people are having the Christmas parties or they fail to make a plan, or maybe their plans fall through and they get behind the wheel. So ultimately they either are involved in a crash or they get stopped by one of us and ultimately are arrested for DUI. So we definitely have an increase during this time of year.
Right now, I'm sitting behind the wheel of a parked car, which is where officers say you should be stopping if you've had anything to drink. During the holiday season, many drivers think they're okay to drive, and that decision can turn deadly. They say if you're unsure, don't even bother starting the engine. The message is simple. One bad choice behind the wheel can change someone's life forever. And with Christmas and New Year's approaching, officers say they'll stay on alert, and they hope drivers will do the same.
The Department of Education has used a few measures
CHP
from
says-
Donald Trump's Big Beautiful Bill Act.
CHP says increased patrols will continue through the end of the month as they work to bring those numbers down. For Canyons News, I'm Leah Pastorio. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Leah. Some degrees have been labeled as graduate degrees instead of professional by the White House administration, which will affect student loans. Here's Joey Gomez with the full story.
The Department of Education has used a few measures from Donald Trump's Big Beautiful Bill Act, the most recent one being reclassifying some degrees as no longer professional degrees, which will impact how much compensation students can receive from student loans. This, however, only affects graduate degrees, and while here at College of the Canyons associate degrees are offered, the school is still pushing students to chase after a graduate degree elsewhere after graduating from COC. According to Newsweek, the cap for loans is set to just over $20,000 for graduate students and $50,000 for professional, a $30,000 gap between the two. One major that has been affected is nursing, which has sparked controversy amongst the community as well as confusion.
Nursing is a long-standing profession that's governed by the business and professional codes in California and is defined as a profession. And I wondered why this decision was made.
It is also believed that this new classification of degrees has a deeper intent to target certain people.
Of professions that have been deemed not to be professions anymore, they are professions that are dominated by women. So it really brings another layer of curiosity around why choose these professions.
Another affected major is sociology, as students aspiring to be social workers may feel some worry that they can no longer receive the compensation they once thought they would.
I was always going into this less for the money and more for what I think I would get out of it, but this just has made me feel more worried about that. I mean, obviously I'm worried about how my career is going to impact my future, but yeah, I feel a little bit more uneasy, definitely.
Amongst these degrees, now labeled as graduate degrees instead of professional, are architects, educators, accountants, physical therapists, and a few others. Ultimately, with medical school and university being expensive as is, some educators and others have spoken online with worry that we will see a shortage in these professions, especially nurses. But until the act is put into effect in July of 2026, we will not know for certain. For Canyons News, I'm Joey Gomez.
After Hurricane Melissa, the Urban Search and Rescue Team was deployed and has returned from helping the citizens of Jamaica. But what drives this team to do what they do? Canyons News reporter Christopher Casey takes a deeper look into the answer.
Hurricane Melissa swept through Jamaica, causing a confirmed 45 deaths with 18 unaccounted for and damage throughout the country.
There was a lot of destruction, unfortunately. The homes that were built there were not made to sustain Category 5 hurricanes.
When help was needed, USA 2 answered the call to help the citizens of Jamaica. But what drives these rescue teams to risk it all at a moment's notice?
So if they're needed anywhere in the world, they're ready to do this. So they prepare year-round for these incidents. Earlier this month, they had a 3-day drill in preparing for any catastrophe, any major disaster, and now they're putting those efforts into action now.
Spending 2 weeks with the local communities and to help with access to roads, food, and more. The team returned back to the States to their families.
We get a little bit worried and scared, but luckily they're very good at calming us down and just letting us know that everything is okay, they're all safe, and that they'll be returning home safely to everyone.
During the time spent in Jamaica, in the environment that they were facing, they had set up and got to work.
And so it can be kind of a somber environment where on this mission, we would land in the helicopter and immediately we'd be greeted by the community. We would identify the community leader. And then really we were just working with that entire community for the day.
Even with the work that they have done and the new connections that they had built.
It was a fulfilling mission in that sense to just put in a hard day's work with them, spend that time a day going from parish to parish and just doing the best we could with the time we had.
Team members say they go to save lives, serve their communities, gain skills, and experience a sense of purpose. USA 2 is ready at a moment's notice to help people around the globe. For Canyons News, my name is Christopher Casey.
Christmas Tree Lane in Altadena is shining bright again, celebrating its comeback 11 months after the last year's Eaton fire. The fire resulted in 19 deaths and destroyed over 9,000 structures, making it the 5th deadliest and 2nd most destructive wildfire in California history. Community leaders wanted the event to be a celebration of the holiday magic while honoring those who have demonstrated courage and dedication during these challenging times. The memorial tree, decorated with 19 green lights, honored those who lost their lives in the fire. The community was invited to leave messages of love and support at the base of the tree. Many holiday displays also featured signs showing support and love for the Altadena community.
Coming up next on Canyons News, local kennel says they're overwhelmed amid a surge in abandoned dogs.
Find out what Hollywood pioneer has a connection to Hart Park. Stay tuned.
If there's a story in Santa Clarita, Canyons News is on it. Our student journalists are constantly working hard to bring you impactful stories on and off campus.
Out-of-the-box ideas.
From hard stories impacting our community, features on our city's most interesting residents, and constant sports updates from teams and events around the Santa Clarita Valley. From COC students, we're constantly keeping an eye on the city to bring you important updates about your home, bringing stories that relate to you and those around you. We're always out in the field and in our studio asking questions around the community so we can give our residents the voice they deserve, as our goal is to bring you reliable and important news straight from the people that make these stories possible.
Santa Clarita's animal shelters are reporting a spike in abandoned and surrendered dogs following the holidays. Overcrowded kennels and limited space are pushing the system to its limits. Reporter Gigi Monteforte has a story on what's driving the surge.
Animal shelters across the United States say they're facing one of their toughest years yet. Far too many dogs and not enough space. After the holidays, when the festive mood fades, shelters often see a surge. Dogs bought as gifts or impulsive holiday adoptions are returned or abandoned. What started under a Christmas tree ends up in a kennel. That's why shelter workers and rescue advocates emphasize a dog is not a present. It's a living being that needs years of care, love, and responsibility. Without commitment, shelters already overburdened end up paying the price.
See like a puppy and we're like, oh, we have to have it. But no one actually thinks about this animal is going to be living for, 10 to 14 years. And that's a commitment that you have to remember, like you have to get them their shots and you have to get them vet care. And those are all money and costs that people don't think about.
According to the national database, 3.3 million dogs enter shelters each year. Of those, 30% end up getting euthanized.
They don't get a better life at the shelter, and you're not guaranteed they're going to find another home like your home. Then they'll just be put down, which is sad.
In order to lower the statistic and give these dogs a better chance at life, people need to adopt responsibly. Before getting a pet, think long term. Ask yourself, does your lifestyle for the next 10 to 15 years allow for daily care, love, training, and vet visits? Because one person's unresponsible decision can lead to another dog becoming a part of the statistic. To help save lives, the shelter is begging the community to consider adopting or fostering, even temporarily. Officials say even a few days out of the kennel can keep a dog from being euthanized. For more information about adopting, fostering, or volunteering, visit the Castaic Animal Shelter's website. For Canyons News, I'm Gigi Monteforte.
Up in the quiet hills of Newhall, there's a new place that many people pass without realizing what lives just beyond the fences. Unexpected animals with an even more unexpected story. Deborah Morth reports.
Beyond the cows, alpacas, miniature horses, and many other barnyard animals, there are the mighty Disney bison. The city of Santa Clarita has recently taken ownership of the William S. Hart Park in Newhall. Animal care specialist Rachel Kumalainen is in charge of the barnyard and, yes, the giant buffalo.
All our animals are very spoiled. They get along very well. We have great staff and great volunteers here.
The bison and their descendants have lived on this 26-acre hillside since 1962. part of the Disney Movie Ranch, these massive animals, along with their barnyard neighbors, eat only the best.
Our animals also get fresh produce a couple times a day besides their hay and their pelleted diets. We have amazing vets that we use, and again, everybody's regularly vaccinated and dewormed. And we also have different types of hay that we feed. We feed a three-way hay to our bison, which is oat, wheat, and barley. I'm a big animal advocate, and I always like to make sure people understand that that little hatchling tortoise that's this big is really cute until it gets to be, 300, 400 pounds and lives to be 150, right? So, or Burmese pythons, again, very cute, and then they get to be 20 feet as a female.
At the amazing Hart Park exhibit, the equine and bovine pen.
We actually have two large cows. This is Clarabelle, Miss Clarabelle. She's sharing the screen with me. We have two mini horses, Summer and Winter. So Clarabelle is a cross between a Longhorn and a Highland.
Yet another tucked away animal venue at William S. Hart Park in Santa Clarita.
Okay, so a reminder that William S. Hart Park is open to the public every day except certain holidays, but the barnyard is open every day except for Mondays from 9 to 2.
Deborah Morth reporting for Canyons News.
At a small sanctuary in Acton, animals once neglected and abused are finding safety and teaching visitors unexpected lessons along the way. Reporter Tracy Maroney visited Saving Grace Animal Sanctuary to learn more.
Saving Grace Animal Sanctuary sits on 2.5 acres in Acton, offering a safe home to animals who were once unwanted, abused, or neglected.
First of all, our sanctuary is about the animals, so it's not about us. We don't live off of the animals, we live for the animals. We've never taken a penny of compensation for doing this in 14 years.
The sanctuary cares for more than 30 rescue animals, offering safety and healing to those who once had nowhere else to go.
This is April. She came to us, I believe, around 9 years ago. She was being trained to become a police horse, and the trainer used some unconventional methods to discipline her, which included hitting her over the head with a 2x4 when she misbehaved. Well, apparently she got hit a little too hard and it caused her to go blind. Then she was dumped at a high kill shelter, and we were the only sanctuary that would take her.
An unlikely pair, a tortoise and a pig, have formed a bond that stands out at the sanctuary.
These guys got taken to our Lancaster Animal Control, and people wanted to either take in the pig or the tortoise, but they wanted to keep them together because they were a bonded pair. Well, we were the only sanctuary that would take them both.
For Eric and Kathy, caring for rescued animals makes vegan living a natural next step.
So we don't judge, we just try to educate, and one of the ways we educate is for people to meet their food. Because most people have never brushed a cow or held a lamb in their lap, and or met a turkey.
At Saving Grace Animal Sanctuary, the mission is the same for every animal: safety, compassion, and a second chance. For Canyons News, I'm Tracy Maroney.
The Los Angeles Homeless Service Authority says more than 72,000 people experience homelessness in the county, but not all of them are living outdoors. I sat down with a Santa Clarita woman who says her homelessness unfolded behind closed doors, in motels, spare rooms, and places she hoped would last.
My name is Aubrey Parks, and I am a life coach.
Aubrey spent years helping others find direction as a life coach, but after COVID hit, her own life was the one thrown off course, leaving her without stable housing.
I was losing a lot of income and really struggling, and it got to a point where I had no place to go, and I had no money.
To reach out to for help. For months on the East Coast, she lived a life couch surfing, living in motels, Airbnbs, and short-term housing arrangements.
I had to stay in a motel, and then from there I was bouncing around different places. I was staying in Airbnbs, motels, I was staying at people's places for a short period of time.
She survived it, but it changed her.
There have been super dark days where I didn't want to keep going. But I have people that love me, I have a son. I have my 2 cats.
Now, she says she's finally in a place where she feels a bit more grounded and able to think about the future instead of the next place to sleep.
I'm a little bit more stable now. I would love to get a car. It's really hard to get around. This is giving me the opportunity to try to start focusing on my goals and try to rebuild.
Still, rebuilding hasn't shielded her from the criticism she faces simply for asking for help.
When I have shared my story, or when I see other people sharing their story, you see people firing back like, get a job, you know, or there's a lot of judgment or criticism around that, which is unfair because they don't know people's stories. They don't know how hard we've worked and that there are situations beyond our control.
She's rebuilding piece by piece, but she hopes her story makes us wonder, how different would things look if we chose empathy first?
A Santa Clarita festive staple is back. The annual Wakefield Winter Wonderland is welcoming families to get them in the holiday spirit. As each day of December passes, the holidays at Winter Wonderland shine brighter. Reporter Alina Guzman has more.
The holidays are here, and Wakefield Winter Wonderland is back lighting up the Christmas spirit. Here at Winter Wonderland, located at Wakefield Court in Santa Clarita, families come together to explore all things Christmas before the day arrives. Winter Wonderland opens up every year on the very first day of December, and before then, they always get prepared to showcase their festive lights. And you are free to choose how to enjoy these sights, from walking around to driving by. For some, it's their first time visiting, but for others, it's become a tradition.
It is a tradition. We live down the street, and coming here every year, it's a tradition now for the family.
For the families who are part of the reason this takes place, they know what it means for them to give to the community.
So happy that the community likes to come out and see the decorations, but now that I see people come up and get like that holiday cheer and they're smiling and they're having a good time and just seeing all the lights, it's magical. And it makes me, you know, people thank me and would thank my family for doing all this, and it's really great to have that.
Wakefield Winter Wonderland continues to strive to make it the most magical place in Santa Clarita to make memories, express joy, and family fun.
I love being out every night that this is going on and just wishing people a Merry Christmas, see the kids all excited for the decorations and the lights, and like I said, it's one of those things that, you know, never thought you would be a part of or do, but once you're there, it's like, yeah, I'm never leaving it.
For Canyons News, I'm Alina Guzman.
The city of Santa Clarita held their 5th annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Reporter Dylan Kier has more on the festive fun.
There was some incredible holiday spirit at the Cube this past Friday, all excited to see their 5th annual Christmas tree lighting. Santa Clarita residents and children waited with excitement to see the Christmas tree glow and participate in all the Christmas activities.
Again, just a place to come down, meet people, and a great place for everybody to socialize, and they can come with their families. It's age appropriate for everybody. There's something here for everybody to do, and again, at this time of the season, it's always special. So come on out and visit and have yourself a good old time.
With a sea of excited faces and bundled up kids, a sneak peek into the ice show, the Nutcracker, followed the Christmas tree lighting. It's all beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
We're excited because it brings the community together. It brings the people who may not know what the Cube is or what we do here. It brings people to come see what the Cube is, and before you know it, people start liking it and coming here.
To top it all off, West Ranch Junior Varsity hosted their game last night. They had a teddy bear toss. Following their first score, all teddy bears thrown into the ring were collected and to be donated to the Rise Foundation, which helps support children in the foster care system.
My favorite time of the year is the holidays. I love Christmas. I love Christmas trees. I love all the lights. I love the festive feeling. And for the city of Santa Clarita, we have some incredible holiday events.
With plenty of entertainment and community focus, stop by the Cube in Santa Clarita if you want to feel the Christmas spirit and enjoy ice skating. or attend any of their upcoming events. My name is Dylan Keir with Canyons News. Back to you in the studio.
Turning to sports, we'll check in with Michael Garcia. He's got a look at what's coming up right after the break.
Hello everyone, I'm Michael Garcia. Coming up on tonight's edition on Canyon Sports, we'll show you how one COC athlete stands tall above the rest. A recap from this past weekend's Canyons crossover, and we'll show you where another COC athlete is taking his talents. Stay tuned.
When breaking news happens, we're always there first. The student-driven news agency at College of the Canyons is dedicated to give you the headlines, the facts, and the stories that matter to you. Santa Clarita stories told by the journalists of tomorrow. This is Canyons News. Catch us every other Wednesday on Facebook and YouTube at 9 p.m.
Hello, and welcome to Canyon Sports, with all your Santa Clarita Valley sports stories and highlights on Michael Garcia. Foothill League basketball is heating up, and Saugus and Valencia wasted no time delivering a thriller. I went courtside to capture all the action. Here's how it went down. The Valencia Vikings hosted the Saugus Centurions in the Foothill League matchup. Both teams came out locked in during warm-ups. Early on, Saugus point guard Aiden Priswans gets inside with the footwork for the layup, but Valencia answers. Romel McCoy finds Isaac Zavala on the cuff for two second half. Second half, Zavala gets double up, still powers through for the and one finish. McCoy keeps the pressure on with another strong move to the rack. But Saugus takes control late. Priswans with assist from half court of Braden Harmon, and the Centurions keep feeding him. Harmon scores again to take the lead. Harmon again knocks down after another bucket off another assist. Harmon caps it off with the ones to seal it, and Saugus closed out a 50-54 win at the Vikings' home, making it a 3-0 record.
Well, coming in, I try to keep the guys really loose. We know that we're the underdogs. We know what we're capable of. We kind of stick together year-round. I see these guys, when they can shoot, they can really play against anybody. So I was hoping for, some of these shots got to start falling in so we can be in this game. But hey, man, look, our motto is just be committed, dog out, blue collar mentality, and we did a great job today.
One COC athlete is making a giant impact. He's the first basketball player of his height in the program's history. Canyons News reporter Emily Viramontes takes us to new heights.
Growing up in a sporty family, Craig Irons always had an instinct for basketball. And with a 7-foot frame, he was born with the gift most players only dream about. But early on, height alone wasn't enough.
For most of my life, I was just take the big kid, put him at the basket, and have him stand there the whole game. It worked until I got to high school, and then, you actually have to learn to play a game. So it kind of hurt me in the long run, but I'm getting better at it.
Here at COC, Craig's game has changed. He's learning the details, reading the floor, and becoming a vocal presence on defense.
Craig has an incredible work ethic. He's done a great job with our strength and conditioning program, and he's really starting to grow as a player.
His progress comes from consistency, the drive that helps him push through tough practices and refine his game.
What motivates me when I'm having a bad practice is that even though it sucks now, if I keep doing it, it won't suck in the future. So as long as I'm consistent, I can fix whatever problem that I have in my game.
That mindset has helped him become a leader on the court, someone who communicates, corrects, and guides.
He calls out some of his teammates at times. He understands where everybody's supposed to be, and he communicates very well, and that stands out.
Standing out is something he's used to. At his height, blending in was never an option, but he doesn't see it as a challenge.
I don't know it any other way, so it's just normal to me.
And while his height can make everyday life tricky, on the court it's a major advantage.
Outside of sports, it makes a lot of things harder. But for sports, it's awesome, and I'd rather be really tall than really short.
And for Craig, the passion is what keeps him going.
I've played volleyball, I've played baseball, football, basketball by far is my favorite sport.
For Canyons News, I'm Emily Viramontes.
Over the weekend, Canyons women's basketball hosted the first annual Canyons crossover, where multiple out-of-conference schools came to COC to play each other. The Cougars dropped the first game versus LA Mission and looked to close out the tournament with a win against Santa Barbara. Both teams met on Saturday for the final game of the Canyons crossover. Santa Barbara came into the contest with a 4-5 record, whereas the Cougars had 1 less win and 5 losses. It was all vaqueros from the hop, as the Cougar offense eventually gets going with this easy bucket from Viviana Alvarado. Santa Barbara keeps pushing, and some free throws from Kaya Jackson built a 14-point lead for the vaqueros out of the first quarter. The Cougars would not go away though, as some major offense from Lily Martinez and Kathy Artica helps close the gap to just 3 points. 32-29 Santa Barbara. But a brutal defensive collapse spells doom for Canyons as Jackson lets it fly just seconds later. The Cougars, after burning a full timeout, try to escape their own end. But this beautiful block from Mariah Fox leads to a breakout. It results in an easy layup for guard Kylie McDougal. Santa Barbara runs away with this one, 62-46.
I think we got out of our head a little bit. They put a little bit of pressure. They changed things up defensively. We didn't respond very well, and then we started to make a few too many turnovers, and they scored quickly, and we couldn't get ourselves out of it very fast. And as we progress as a team, we need to be able to get out of those situations mentally, get ourselves back dialed into the game, and do what we need to do to be successful.
Every basketball team has its standouts, and a local high school player is one of them. Reporter Yasmin Quintana joins us live with more on the athlete. Yasmin?
Thanks, Michael. At Canyon High School, one senior in the boys basketball team is stepping into a major leadership role this season. Here's how he's making an impact. Senior guard Isaac Yohiko has stepped into one of the most demanding roles on his team. Scoring, passing, defending, and leading, he says his motivation comes from more than just the scoreboard.
That I need to go to a good college, just the fact that I need to, I want to win this year as a senior, and school. My mom really pushes me a lot to do good, so that's why.
He's not shy about his goals for the rest of the season, aiming both high individually and for the team.
This season, I want to be first team all-league. With that, we have to be top half of the league, so we got to win some games. But I want to average as many points as I can, get to 1,000 points, and most importantly, win.
Coaches say his role has expanded since last year, adding responsibilities in scoring, helping create shots, and defense.
Isaac is a do-it-all player for us. He has to bring the ball up. He has to score for us. He's leading our team in scoring. He's leading our team in assists. And he's also doing a lot of things defensively this year. So he's taking a lot more responsibility from last year. And that's what leaders do, right? So he was a huge part of our CIF championship team last year. But this year he's taking even a larger load. And that really incorporates rebounding and defense. So he's really a complete player for us this year, all around the court.
Isaac's experience provides structure for the team and supports younger players as they adjust to varsity competition.
Yeah, and he gives them their best, and he gives the team his best. So it's really, really a cool thing because our young guys are growing up a lot, and that's in huge part due to Isaac's leadership. And he's been a leader in my program ever since he's got there, and I can't say it enough. I'm really lucky to coach him, and he's even a better person than he is a player, and he's a fantastic player.
Isaac's senior season, built on leadership, hard work, and commitment to winning, will be seen throughout the whole season.
This group,
Isaac says he will continue balancing scoring, ball handling, and supporting the team as the season moves forward. I'm Yasmin Quintana from Canyons News. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Yasmin. The Saugus girls basketball team is making noise early this season, stacking wins and turning heads across the Foothill League. Reporter Valerie Diaz has more.
This group of seniors I've had for 4 years, so I got to see them come in as little girls, right, and go into young, strong, independent, bad women, you know what I mean? And that's been a focus of mine with the program, is to not only teach them basketball, but life. And so I think they've grown exponentially in all areas.
At Saugus High School, the girls' basketball team is off to a strong start, and their success is built on experience, trust, and years of work together.
A lot of us have been playing together since we were young, since we're 4th or 5th grade, and this being our last year together. Talking about the seniors, we're just really trying to soak everything in, and I feel like we mesh really well with our underclassmen and then our juniors too. So I'm just super grateful to be a part of the team.
That chemistry shows up on the floor, especially in how confident they are with their offense.
We emphasize so much on our plays during practice, so like I feel like I always go into every game just very confident in what we run, especially as a point guard. Like I really have no worry about if everyone on the team knows what we're running. I feel like our plays are they're like drilled into us, so it's like that takes off a lot of pressure during the game. So
the coach says that mindset and their work ethic is what sets the group apart. And with a strong start to the season, including wins over top teams, Saugus is aiming high.
We expect to win league. We expect to go 12-0. We expect to make the playoffs. I don't care what division they put us in. We expect to compete in that division.
For the seniors, this final season is about much more than basketball. It's about appreciating every moment.
I think what I'm going to take for the rest of my life is just to really be present in the moment of every blessing that you have, because this team really is that for me. It really takes a village.
With their chemistry, leadership, and drive, the girls' Saugus basketball team says they're ready for whatever comes next. For Canyons News, I'm Valerie Diaz.
One of COC's own athletes has committed to one of the top football programs in the country. Cougars offensive lineman TJ Taylor recently committed to the University of Illinois. The signing ceremony was held last Wednesday in the Athletic Hall of Fame. Taylor, who went to Golden Valley High School, had many offers with no shortage of options.
It was a hard decision, I won't lie. So after Illinois, I took a trip to UNC and Kentucky, and those two places were good schools as well. Okay. But I prayed about it, talked to my family, my agent, and I could really see myself going to Illinois.
Former Valencia Viking running back Brian Bonner joined in on the early signing period as well. Bonner officially committed to the University of Washington. Bonner, a highly sought-after four-star talent, accumulated over 4,500 total yards and scored 56 touchdowns at Valencia. He is ranked as 105th top prospect nationwide. Bonner also considered UCLA, Nebraska, and Penn State. In the end, the Huskies secured the recruiting win. He will join Washington's competitive backfield and could see playing time as the team loses its star, Jonah Coleman, after the end of the season. That does it for this edition of Canyons News. I'm Michael Garcia. Remember, you can catch us on the web at canyonsnews.com. You can also send us news tips and story ideas to our Twitter handle, canyonsnews_COC, and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Have a good night, everybody.